And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hello there. Just saw the movie The Guilty on Netflix. I don't know if it might be a Netflix original. This movie's starring Jake Gyllenhaal. He basically plays a dispatcher. And oh my gosh, feeling like this is how you do a movie where everything basically takes place in a room. The uncomfortable situation Jake Gyllenhaal is in is, oh my gosh, I was disturbed throughout. I mean, literally, my arm, which basically has staples through it, was tingling the entire time, and I was like, I feel uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable. Oh, I feel uncomfortable. So it's just like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine watching this movie while being stressed or dealing with other things, because this movie causes a lot of stress. I'll just say that. So Jake Gyllenhaal plays a dispatcher who receives a call from a woman who's in the back of a van who's been kidnapped, and she wants to get back home to her kids. She doesn't want to get locked up because her husband's gonna get rid of her, or her ex-boyfriend or whatever is gonna get rid of her. And already in the beginning, I knew something seemed off about everything that was being said, but you're sold by Jake Gyllenhaal. I mean, I absolutely love him as an actor. He's phenomenal. But Jake Gyllenhaal is dealing with things on the side because apparently he was in an officer-involved shooting and he has his court the following day. But he's invested in saving this woman's life. He constantly is trying to save her life. He calls the kids, he calls her house to find out what had happened, get any information he can, because there's a fire going on that is making it hard for him to find a CHP, to track down this van, anyone. And yeah, it gets darker and darker and darker because he finally gets a cop to go to the kid's house because something sounds off. And immediately when the kid was talking with him, I was like, already, yeah, something's off. Something's definitely off. I felt it. So it was good that he was a cop and could send someone over. Apparently, the young girl's, the kid's brother, baby brother, something was happened to him. He was bleeding because when the officers got there, because we hear everything over the phone line. We don't see anything that's going on, but the fact that my imagination was able to go far beyond and see everything that was happening through just the audio cues was amazing. I absolutely respect the Foley that was put into this movie, because the simplest things, like when the officers are talking, they're like, okay, where's your baby brother? He went into the room, and then, oh my God, the officer breaks down, says he's gonna be sick, said all these little things are just like disturbing, and then we start to think, our minds go crazy. Even Jake Gyllenhaal, it relays what we are thinking and starts being loud. He ends up calling the man who's taking his ex-wife or whatever. He ends up calling him and threatening him directly, and the man is like, you don't know anything. You don't know what's going on. Because the kids are like, apparently they taught their kids not to rely on the cops. They taught their kids, they have learned not to trust anyone because, well, cops can't be trusted. The system can't be trusted. The system is broken. It doesn't help anyone out. They can only focus on themselves. But as the movie continues, you realize why. It has such a hurtful, I mean, a positive ending, but at the same time, it's so sad because as Jake Gyllenhaal is realizing what has happened, because what's going on, you start to feel really, really terrible, because Jake Gyllenhaal's finally sitting, listening to this woman in the back of the van talking with him, and as she's talking, Jake Gyllenhaal is connecting all the pieces, and he's starting to feel more disgusted with himself. More disgusted with himself, more disgusted with himself. If he would have only figured everything out in the beginning, everything would have been so much easier. Everything would have gone so much more smoothly. But he was constantly stressed via his meeting in the following day, which honestly, everything that happened decided to force his decision to be open and honest about the officer-involved shooting he was in. The fact that he shot someone just to prove he could shoot someone. Very strong movie, and the fact that it all takes place basically in a dispatch room is the best part. Like, sure, they do have some cutscenes to where it's kind of like a picture-in-picture where they fade Jake Gyllenhaal out, and they'll have like a patrol car and lights blaring and a white van in front when they pull over a white van. I mean, they have scenes like that, but that's it. That is it. It's absolutely phenomenal how it can carry you throughout. You absolutely feel uncomfortable with the lack of information we are given. It adds to the entire suspense because we know just as much as Jake Gyllenhaal. We know just as much as him. If we're lucky with knowing just a bit more. But at the same time, oh my gosh, it was, yeah, well, in some cases we know a little less because we don't know entirely what Jake Gyllenhaal is dealing with till later on. Yeah, but in the end, absolutely amazing movie. Check it out. If you really want to feel absolutely uncomfortable, check out The Guilty on Netflix. Whew. Definitely. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.